Well, they're a dominant bloc if they choose to be. And they can choose to be in the blink of an eye. They have organizations, way more so than, let's say, their cousins, the Scotch-Irish in the South, and they're not antagonistic. You know, everyone thinks Teddy Kennedy represents the Boston Irish. Well, Bob Whitaker knows differently. Yeah, anyone with half a brain that's worked with him knows differently. That's like saying Bobby Jindal. It's the equivalent of saying Bobby Jindal represents the South. He doesn't. It ain't going to happen. But that's the end of this Follow the White Rabbit, and feel free to discuss any of these topics on the blog. That's just an open discussion on the Republicans throwing out some ideals. But I would present that big fight for them in the South, and I would put together an ethnic bloc through the North. I would then use certain money elites that are sick of the neocons. I'm not an expert on all the Republican Party structural points. State to state, they're different, just like the Democrats are different state to state. The RNC has nothing but a bunch of neocons, and the neocons' main power block is money. Their main power block is foreign relations, but their main power block has failed on both counts. You can run against the Goldman Sachs neocons all day long and twice on a Sunday. I don't know. I've never heard of the J.P. Morgan Chase neocons. They're there, I'm sure, but they don't nearly exist. But that's another group. But those are just ideals. Those are just ideals off the top of my head. But it's going to take a chorus. That chorus is going to have to start with We the People. I would start the chorus. I would get the chorus going just like I would do what works. I would get the groups what you think of as Reagan Democrats. I would start talking and putting together rebel hall pushes. Put together a strategy, and it only takes a handful in each area. I wouldn't exclude anyone necessarily. Me a white rabbit, you a white rabbit. But it's already there. You just got to exercise power or put yourself in a position to. But it's going to take more than one, in my opinion. It'll take a chorus. We got the song. We just got to teach them to sing it. There are certain money interests that could make that very valuable. Yeah, they don't care, and nor do we. Me a white rabbit, you a white rabbit. But that's just some ideals, and feel free to discuss it or anything else I've said, because this is all practical politics. And hopefully Bob will chime in on Republican. I'm sure he's cooking up all kinds of stuff because that's the way his mind works. But this is the end of another episode of Follow the White Rabbit. This is the end of another episode of Follow the White Rabbit. Follow the White Rabbit, again, is a game that will teach you practical politics. Practical politics is practical because it is non-voting, which makes it very, very practical. Conventional politics is voting politics or rule-based politics. And the ultimate, of course, is full-spectrum practical politics, engaging and taking down an opponent, a system, by any means necessary, within the rules, within the law, but never breaking them. And this is the end of another episode of Follow the White Rabbit. Thank you for listening.